Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the big one, episode 100 of the 72 review. We've been doing this for some time, and we appreciate
100.
everybody that has joined us for almost every episode. I think there's people always in the chat who we recognise, so we appreciate you and we thank you for sticking with us. And it's just quite convenient that it's come at the end of. Am I still there? I've just received
Yeah,
an
you're
error.
still here.
Good, I'm still here. It's convenient that it has come at the end of the season. So we're going to have a look tonight at who's definitely gone up, who's unfortunately gone down, and what the playoff picture looks like. We'll have a roundup of our team seasons. So mine will be a very, very positive one after yesterday. And we'll go around. The other guys will go into Championship, League One and League Two. And I have put the link to the StreamYard for episode 100 for you to join us if you want and tell us about your team's season. And we'll try and fit as much as we can in this hour. And then we are going to go into more deep dives for Championship, League One and League Two, probably during the playoffs or once the playoffs are done, where we'll look back at our pre-season predictions, which I've looked, and some are really good, some are absolutely miles off. And we're also going to give a grade to every single team in the 72. So stick around with us and join us for those three. But I think they deserve a bit more focus and like just one division each one, so we can really give it the time it deserves. So a roundup of the season tonight, a look at this weekend's fixtures and results, and we'll give kind of our opinions on our teams. And like I say, the link is there if you want to join us to give us your opinion on your team.
Before we go on, I want to just say, I don't think people understand how much work Dapper puts into this to get this up and running and get it all done. And to cover all 72, it's very long, it's very tedious. We take time away from friends, family and stuff to do this because we love it. But Dapper needs a lot of credit for all the effort and work he puts in behind the scenes, and we just keep growing, and we'll just keep growing from strength to strength.
I appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. And it's for the people that are watching as well. It is probably more so for us three to get shit off his chest more often than not. But yeah, it's a positive one this weekend. But yeah, that's enough rambling from me. Let's go around the screen. We'll start. Punk Chef. Let people know, if they don't know already, who you are, what you do, and why you do it.
I'm Puncture 41. I cover all things Sheffield Wednesday. I'm looking forward to a pre-season no drama. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But yeah, I cover everything Sheffield Wednesday. I also help co-host a podcast called the Talking Wednesday Podcast, and we talk about everything Wednesday, and we just have a try and keep going and make sure the football doesn't drive up mad.
We try as best. And down at the bottom today it is Ian. Let people know who you are, what you do, and why you do it, mate.
Hello, I'm Ian. I'm a 63-year-old Rotherham season ticket holder, long-suffering, especially this season. But when the Millers are away, I'm around the country vlogging EFL games for my own YouTube channel,
which is linked in the description down below. Always get your comments in. Anybody watching, it does drive the conversation as well. Where should we start?
What about League Two?
I think we should.
Go on.
I didn't know if you wanted to start positive or work up to that, but I am happy starting in League Two. Let's get that ticking across the bottom. And for anybody who doesn't know,
nothing happened in League Two. Really quiet, really boring. No drama, no nothing. It was just a simple end of season.
Dead rubbers.
Yeah, just dead rubbers all over.
Pre-season game, won it, Dan.
Yeah, it was indeed. For people that don't know, I was absolutely, well, I say I was good. I enjoyed a lovely weekend away for my first wedding anniversary last weekend. But it did mean that I missed the Doncaster Rovers versus Bradford game, where we won promotion. But I was there yesterday, Notts County against Donny, and it was going to go one of two ways for me. The lads were out partying all last weekend from winning promotion. And like I said to Jake before we came live, we were either going to kind of go on that positive energy and that momentum and wipe the floor with Notts, or we were going to look like we'd never played football together. And fortunately for the travelling supporters, we were incredible. Really limited Notts County to very little in the first half. the second half, I think Notts County pushed a little bit more and put us under a bit of pressure, but I thought we managed the game really well. But the second goal from Rob Street, the ball through from Sterry, and the little chip just sent the away end absolutely mental. I can't remember an away end bouncing, literally bouncing. The concrete, the stand was moving. Just such an incredible experience. I'm very fortunate to have spent it with my brother and nephew, so that's memories made. And
I can't think where you all went to celebrate. A certain pub called, I don't know, what's it called again?
Sal, but players didn't turn up. They turned up after we'd gone last night. So yeah, unfortunately didn't get to celebrate it with the players, but got to celebrate it with all the fans. Got to see the trophy lift, and I think we judge teams all the way through the season. We say if we think they're on a good run of form, a bad run of form, whatever it is.
You did what you did. You did what you did last season.
Yeah,
you hit a point in the season right near the end where it wasn't going right, and it looked like you were blowing it.
Yeah.
Whatever Grant said, done, the players, whatever, you tapped into last season's run and going, if we get this, we don't need to worry about playoff. We don't even need to worry about a second. We can win it straight out, and they did that. Yeah. And that credit to Grant and the boys for your lot.
I think what's done us this season is we've been a little bit more consistent from game one all the way through. I think we've lost a game, but then we've reacted and responded with a decent result following that. And
that's hard to do it.
Yeah, Sky Bet put the graphic on where it showed where all the teams kind of moved from position to position all the way through the season, and not once did we drop out of the top 7.
Good.
So for me, we were the most consistent team through the season. I know I had frustrations partway through because there were so many opportunities that were presented to us and to other teams as well, where nobody really took it, did they? And it made for a really entertaining finish to the season. But I think if we'd have had the likes of Wrexham, Stockport, who were in there last season, they'd have absolutely wiped the floor with League Two this season. They'd have capitalised on them opportunities. But
well, so far, one of them going up, so you're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Possibly both.
Yeah,
possibly. But yeah, I'm ecstatic at the performance. Happy with the season overall. I think the table doesn't lie. After 46 games, thoroughly deserved to be top of the table, like you said, Jake. We've hit a really good bit of form at the very end.
You literally just needed that last little kick, and you got it. And at one point, it was looking like that kick wasn't going to be there. But I think you look at League Two as a whole. Walsall fans were saying they were up by February, and then their drop off was insane.
Yeah,
and nothing really big happened for it to do that. No. And I just feel like maybe momentum thought that they've already got it, so they were thinking, "Oh, we got this done now. We don't need to do what we need to do," and it gave it a bit more bite, especially with both you and Port Vale getting promoted the following weekend.
Yeah.
It put something on it.
I mean, Steve's just come in as we start talking about Walsall. Even a Walsall fan here, where do we even begin with League Two? Yeah, it's been an incredible season with so many twists and turns. And I thought Walsall had it wrapped up, as many people did.
I think everyone did.
I just can't. Surely one player leaving in January wasn't the catalyst to make everything fall to pieces. Other players were creating chances for Lowe to score. So something
there's got to be something
gone wrong.
Well, around about 6 weeks ago, do you remember when I went with you, Dan, when they lost at home to Grimsby?
Yeah.
When Rovers lost at home to Grimsby, and I was walking out of the ground there, and there were fans discussing whether Rovers would even make the playoffs, and they turn out to be champions.
I think there were a lot. Yeah, there were a lot of times where kind of the highs were met with absolute euphoria, and then the lows were met with just head loss.
Yeah.
I think that's because the expectation was set and the bar was set so high at the start of the season that
I think that's the thing with what Grant said at the end of the season. He said after the playoff thing, we're not going to go in for this for playoff. We're going to win the lot.
Yeah.
And I think when you have a manager say that, the moment you start losing games where you think you should have won, you do question, is it actually possible?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
It is because we won it and we lifted the trophy and buzzing.
There you go.
So yeah, very, very happy with that. Another team that could have lifted the trophy on Saturday was Port Vale. Very disappointed with Port Vale. They were the one team to let me down in my accumulator for £700 from five. But that's football, isn't it?
It is.
Ian,
Very
Gillingham.
bad getting on
I mean,
the score sheet.
Let's face it. Where did this come from? I mean, probably what we said about Rovers sort of partying too hard. I think that
Yeah.
might have happened to Port Vale. I think that
Maybe.
might well have happened to Port Vale. And Gillingham have improved massively since Gareth Ainsworth have taken over.
Yeah.
Possibly want to keep an eye on for next season.
I was going to say next
Possibly.
season, keep an eye on them.
Yeah. It depends, obviously depends on recruitment, like in the summer, like everything else does.
I'll be honest with you, though.
the
Gillingham are
height
pretty
of-
good up there with their recruitment normally. It's just the managers
Yeah,
that
yeah.
seem to mess up.
Yeah, true. But we know we all know what Gareth Ainsworth's like. We know what style of play he employs. He'll get the players in to do that.
Yeah.
And if it means boring the way to promotion like he did with Wickham all that many years
I don't
ago,
think Gillingham fans will give a monkey, will they?
No,
No, they won't. No, it's results, isn't it? It's results
Yeah.
that count.
is
And
indeed.
his record since he took over has been excellent. So yeah, I don't know where it came from, but I think probably Vale players partied a little bit too hard. But I
Yeah.
don't think they'll be overly worried about that because they've gone up. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neil, accumulator still on. Hopefully, well, good luck. I hope that comes in Coventry to win the playoffs.
Ooh.
698 quid. That would be very, very nice.
Yep.
On to Bradford with Neil being in the chat.
Wow.
oh,
If you're going to secure promotion, this is how you do it, isn't it? To be fair, they threw absolutely everything at Fleetwood from what I've seen
yeah, they do.
from Cobb's
And
vlogs.
how long have
Yeah.
we been saying since we've been doing this and covering it? And before this, when we used to do vloggers, Dan, how much have we said Bradford every season have it where you look at it, they deserve to go up? And my God, they played out that game.
Yeah,
They gave that everything, and you could see on pictures I've seen, Lee vlog, the just pressure that lift off the fans as soon as that goal went in, and
Yeah.
they just knew you ain't got time.
the
You're done.
limbs were incredible, weren't they?
Yeah.
when that goal went in. And it had to
All
be
I'm going to say
Sarkovic,
is,
didn't it?
thank God it's a bank holiday. If-
It had
Well, yeah.
to be Sarkovic, didn't it? And
Yeah.
he's won promotion from this division. I think it's 5th time he's won it in this division,
ridiculous.
and he just
Yeah, knows
had
what he's
to
doing, doesn't
be
he?
the one. Yeah, had to be the one that scored the winner.
Yeah.
But they hit the post so many times in that game, didn't they?
Yeah.
Hit the
It
woodwork
felt,
so
it
many
felt like EAFC scripting. It really did.
Yeah, if Fleetwood goal was coming.
Yeah.
But to be quite honest, I mean, they deserve to be in a higher division. The fan base, the club
Yeah.
itself, and I'm absolutely delighted to welcome the Chickens
8
back into the
promotions now.
Yorkshire,
Jesus.
yeah. Yorkshire League next season.
Yeah.
Like I
Is
said
it-
up there, League One next season. I
Northern
feel sorry
powerhouse.
for the fans of Plymouth Argyle and Exeter City because they've got some travelling to do. It's so
Yeah,
northern centric.
You know for a fact the EFL are going to stick games on a Tuesday and Wednesday night for those two at the same time. And they
Yeah.
won't
Yeah.
have realised.
Yeah.
Another big story in League Two yesterday, when I can find them, was
Chesterfield.
Chesterfield sneaking
Oh,
in.
Will Grigg
Your Will Griggs on fire.
turns up when you
To
need
be
him.
honest, I mean, you've got to praise Paul Cook because they've come from nowhere.
Yeah.
I think at the start of play yesterday they were 9th, if I
They were,
remember right.
Yeah.
And they needed to win, and all other results go for them, and it's happened.
And
I know
we've
they-
said before, haven't we, that sometimes that team that sneaks in at the death can sometimes go on and win it.
I won't lie, I wouldn't bet against them because Cookie can get teams to play in a final. He's done it so many bloody times.
He has, yeah.
Like this is you come into his bread and butter of
Yeah.
what he is as a football manager. So we'll see this. So It could be a case of Donny, Bradford, Chesterfield. It will be even more of a northern powerhouse.
It could, because to be quite honest, it could. How can I put this without it being sounding a bit nasty? But I don't want to alienate Walsall fans, but they've got the best draw of the semi-finals because Walsall in no sort of form at all.
No.
Chesterfield bang on form.
Here's the thing, though. We've been talking about the likes of Plymouth and Exeter for League One next season. What about Cardiff?
Yeah, they've got some trekking, haven't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with Joe. I'm hoping for Chesterfield Notts County playoff final because then
that would be a repeat of the 2023 National League playoff final.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And down at the bottom, Carlisle and Morecambe were both confirmed relegated last weekend, I think it was.
Yeah.
So they'll be playing their trade in the non-league next season. Carlisle far too big to be down there, in my opinion. And
I think there's a rumor that Mark Hughes is going to stay at Carlisle.
Be good if he did.
With the rebuild. They will definitely keep the fan base, Carlisle, because they've got a strong fan base. So you'll get 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 at Brunton Park every week.
Yeah.
Even if they're playing Boreham Wood, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So that should help with recruitment.
There's no else to do in Cumbria though, other than climb mountains, is there? So
I think also with Carlisle, it's a good example to show clubs as well. If you're not careful when you come down from League One, you can have that back-to-back relegation.
Yeah,
if you don't start planning it right. Right.
It's with Luton, isn't it, in the Championship? Yeah.
Yeah, Luton are going to have parachute payments in League One. It makes me sick.
Did Forest Green do that last year? Did they come down from
League
One down to League from League Two? Yeah.
I wonder how many times that's actually happened. That's ridiculous.
One for the chat. Get some research done.
Yeah.
Back-to-back relegations. How many times it happened and who did it happen to? Okay, so looking at the table, like we just said, Carlisle, Morecambe got some work to do.
I feel sorry for Morecambe because I worry we may not be talking about them if things don't improve. And I just feel for the fan base.
Yeah. I mean, James is saying we weren't far off them. Yeah, I mean...
Far enough.
Yeah, far enough for it not to matter, mate.
Aki were close.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be a big summer for Newport and Accrington because the teams coming up, they're not too bad. In Barnet and I think York are probably favourites to come up. Decent teams. But yeah, League Two looks like it's going to be competitive next season. There's probably one or two standout teams in there, but I think it's a very close, tight division.
One of my mates the other day, we were talking about Barnet, and he turned around and said Barnet are just the Norwich City of like non-league and League Two, where they just yo-yo.
But yeah, teams from 22nd upwards will be thankful that the season's over and done with, and they'll be looking onto the summer and next season. James said we need to get the right manager badly. Yeah, all starts from off the field, really, doesn't it? And getting the right sort of mentality and tactics in on the team on the field to get any sort of success. And having a manager that knows the division as well. I think League Two, you need some rough, ready players that are willing to battle.
You know what's really dumb as well? I think League Two had so many manager changes throughout it, where you were just like going, really?
Yeah. A very good season for Bromley, but like I said at the start of the video, if you missed it, we're going to go into a deep dive.
Bromley finally got their badge.
Yeah.
It took them in a full season.
Barrow's still waiting for theirs.
Oh.
But yeah, we will do a deep dive into each division. During the playoffs or after the playoffs. But the playoff picture, Walsall are playing
AFC Wimbledon last day. Sammy Hutchinson.
There we go.
They're a hard team to play against, Wimbledon. Very hard team.
He's done a cracking job there so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. John has said now that Notts are playing two legs against Wimbledon, they need to up the form.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
I agree. Notts Chesterfield at Wembley would be great. The same result without penalties. Notts win would be great too. If it's Chesterfield, Notts County for a final, like we've said, I'd be happy with either of those teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, Notts have got a double against Wimbledon to come. So we will keep an eye on that. But big congratulations to Bradford, Port Vale, and Donny for promoted and the championship. So buzzing for that. Looking forward to bringing League One content to you next season. But the 72 review will still be looking at all 72 clubs next season. Just because we've not got a team, a representative in that division, we still will take a look down here and review all the 72, because I think every team is just as important as the next.
Yeah.
Lovely. Moving on to League One. Ian, Rotherham United.
The mighty Millers. Yeah. That's the one. Well, yeah, a very enjoyable game, even though we did concede a goal after 30 seconds. We had to Rotherham player touching the ball. Ado scored, and to be quite honest, he cut in on his right foot, and there were no challenges, and just passed it into the back of the net. 1-0. And for the next 20 minutes, it was all Peterborough. Dylan Phillips made a couple of good saves, one time on a one-on-one that he saved pretty well. And then we sort of like woke up a little bit, started going forward, missed one or two chances, and then a cracking drive from the edge of the box by Louis Sibley that bounced on the line. Some people said it were over the line, but they don't have these watch things, these goal decision systems in League One. But it doesn't matter anyway, because Sam Numby nodded the loose ball in. Second half,
you should have done what the Wednesday lot did, where they showed it on the screen and then the referee saw it and gave it anyway.
Well, but as it turned out, it didn't matter because the rebound got put in. Then second half, we came out and came at them and played some really, really good football. Malik Welch should have had a penalty. He also had one that was more or less cleared off the line. I'll be sorry to miss him because he's not staying. We can't afford his wages. So I think he's a free agent in the summer.
Either free agent in the summer. There is talk that we may have an option on him, but I don't know if we'll take it. Either free agent. But I was saying to Dan, it wouldn't surprise me if Donny try and look at him.
Well,
Grant gets the best out of him everywhere he's been.
Yeah, true enough. But having said that, I think his wages will be a problem. And I think there's one or two European clubs looking, like in the Belgian league and whatnot. He might want to try and pick his wits out there. But he's a class act. He really
he's
is
a good player. He's a very good player. And you'll miss him next season.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you're going to miss a player of that ability.
Yeah.
So, at 66 minute, Joe Powell puts a corner in. Cameron Humphreys, unchallenged, nods it in. There were just no challenge from any of the posh players at all. We kept on the front foot, kept going at them. Peterborough made a raft of substitutions, came back into it a little bit, and one of their players from the edge of the box hit the post in the last few minutes. But we saw the game out comfortably. It was quite an enjoyable end-of-season game.
Can I have a question for you, lads? What do you think is going to happen at Peterborough manager situation? Are they going to sack him again?
I don't think they will. No, I don't. But you know why? Because he's brought him a trophy.
Yes.
Yeah.
B, he's very, very good at developing players and selling them. There's a couple that's on the way. There's that Ricky J. Jones and Kwame Poku.
Well, Poku's going on a free. They're not getting any money for him.
I think they'll get a fee for Jade Jones because I think he's got a year left on his contract. But yeah, it's a little bit like us with Akeem Adoffin. He's run the end of his contract out. I think a championship side will snap him up, possibly a Stoke or a Blackburn. Somewhere middle table in championship. He's good enough, and he's played for us in the championship, so he's got that experience. But we're just going to let him walk away for nothing, and I think that's just bad on the admin side of the football club.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we did it. We did it with Chio Benny. We let him walk away, and then 12 months on, he was signed by Ipswich for $5 million.
Yeah.
If we'd had a sell on for that.
Yeah.
But
All
anyway, it's just the way clubs are run into it. Some clubs are run better than others. But having said that, a decent end of the season, it's been a rough season, and we've ended up finishing top of the bottom half of the table, if that makes sense. With 13.
To be fair,
that's the most sugar-coated way of saying that you finished mid-table I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Top of the bottom.
I will say this though, Ian. This is what you wanted at the start of the season.
Yeah, it is.
You wanted a mid-table. You didn't want to have where you were going for it because you said it needed a rebuild. And I think you probably get a big rebuild.
We haven't had that rebuild because we've had that rotund idiot in charge for 4/5 of the season, right? Playing hoofball and having players
it's such a gone the way of playing now, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even in League Two.
Yeah, it's 15 years out of date.
Yeah.
I mean, God help any chairman that actually takes a punt on him and Rayner, because they're not going to get anywhere because it's outdated. It was awful to watch. Some of the results were embarrassing, and the fact that the one that got him the sack, which was a 4-0 home defeat to Crawley Town, when we we made a club that would eventually relegated look like prime Barcelona. It's obvious player power had an effect on that. They didn't want to play for him.
No.
And it showed. It did show. And since Matt Anshaw's come in, we've played a lot better football. The results have been better. I think he's had 8 games, won 4, drawn 2, lost 2, which is playoff form, really.
Yep.
So it just shows you. And also, the guys are trying to play a bit of football. We're playing it on the deck.
Give them credit for that.
And it's a lot better to watch. I mean, even in the games that we have lost, we've been competitive. Yeah. So it's a hell of a lot better. And I think given the summer and given quite a good recruitment in the summer, because there's going to be a lot of players that's going to be released, things are looking better. And actually, the atmosphere's lifted a little bit. And people are looking forward to the start of next season rather than dreading it. So, onwards and upwards.
Hopefully, a much more positive season next season for you, other than 2 games in particular.
Well, we've got 6 points guaranteed anyway, haven't we?
Shut up. There's no dampening my mood this weekend, Ian. We're going to both of those games. We're a different beast now from when
to be quite honest. I mean, in all seriousness, the Rovers squad, with 1 or 2 careful additions, is plenty good enough to survive in League One. Plenty good enough.
It looks a tidy League One, though. I can't at the minute. I'm looking forward to summer to really having a proper look at who's in the division.
So you look at the clubs that have gone down.
I can't call the bottom 4.
See, look at the clubs that have come down. The only one that, in a sense, you think maybe could be a Luton with the money, because I don't think Cardiff are going to be able to do well in League One. They are seriously up shit creek without a paddle. Plymouth haven't got a bloody Gooby what's going on. Even their own gaffer said it midweek. And Luton got the bloody Luton got the parachute payments. I think League One will be the most open league next season.
Looking forward to it. Joe has got a question for you, though, Ian. Do you think it'll take Rotherham a few seasons to come back to the Championship? Can you put a number on it?
I do. I don't think it'll happen. I think it'll be a slow burner, and Matt Amshaw said so himself. He's looking for degrees of improvement. Like, for example, if we finish in the top 10 next season, it'll be a gradual improvement.
Is he realistic? Yeah. He's realistic.
Is Neil trying to make me swear?
James would ask both us and Rotherham to batter Cardiff. We will try our best, mate.
We'll try our best.
Sure. And Mark's come in and said, Grant says that he wants championship next. Watch out, Rotherham, we're coming for you.
We're ready.
And to be fair, he has come out and said that he's not willing to kind of settle for a 14th, 15th.
You want to get back to back
mid-table. I'd be very happy with a mid-table finish. But if there's an opportunity there to
all
go
depends
for
on how you recruit
promotion, you've got to grasp it with both hands, haven't you?
Yep.
Hey, not too many years ago, you had a very handy championship side at Rovers.
You did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Right, I'll be honest. I've not watched anything other than us lifting trophies and celebrating all weekend.
Can we talk about Reading, because they finally look like they got an end to their plight of having a naff owner? It looks like they have finally got it done. Yet it was a cracking win for Conor Horan's Barnsley, and he's starting to
How can you go from losing at home to Shrewsbury last Saturday to going to Reading and winning? It's
they're weird.
Unbelievable.
And we'll just quickly, Lewis Wing was on loan at us. But
Lewis Wing, Paloma Miller.
But I think it's one of those things where at an end of the season game, yes, they would have wanted to go for it so they could get that playoff spot. Barnsley looked incredible. They looked really good, whatever he'd done already. But it's weird. We're starting to see former players of teams now going to managing jobs. And you're like, you're seeing the changing of the guard as such.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see, but it's also like, if you are getting a manager who's coming into it for the first time from a player to manager, give him at least a season if you can.
Yeah.
We know it doesn't sometimes go well, a la Wayne Rooney. But if they're given the right tools and the right way, give them time. Because I'll be honest with you, Reading fans won't have really given two monkeys about that result. It was all about the first thing saying there's a sale agreed.
They've got a club. That's the most important thing.
It is.
I'll tell you something, though. If you're looking for a League One signing of the season, Keeler Dunn. He's had a fantastic season.
Yeah, he has indeed. MTC, Rovers fan says, we're going to do a Wrexham or Stockport. Top 6 will be ours. League One, so he's already buzzing for it. The top of League Two was done and dusted, but John's in the chat. He said Wrexham finished the season 10 games unbeaten, 7 wins, 3 draws, no defeats. 2 of those wins back-to-back Saturdays versus Stockport and Wickham, which is no easy feat.
You can't argue with form like that, can you?
No.
You can't argue.
4 goals conceded in those last 10 as well. Back-to-back promotions. That is incredible. And I think John came into he commented on a video a while back, maybe last week before, saying that we'd given Wrexham a grade B recently, but we do our gradings very strangely. It's kind of based on fans' expectations and the level that we'd expect them to get.
We do it at the community base, so it's not just ours. We kind of go around, do we think this is the right thing?
So I think if Wrexham were, I think last season Wrexham were kind of pretty much nailed on to get promoted or really expected to be promoted, and because they achieved that, the grade ended up being a little bit lower. So we may end up rejigging it a bit because obviously they've performed exceptionally.
And the recruitment's been excellent. The recruitment's been excellent.
I think what Wrexham have done really well when they bought them, bringing in Steve Harvey of ex-EFL, it give them that kind of thing, what not to do and how to do it, how to go around FFP in terms of the right way. And next season, they're going to be dealing with something they haven't dealt with before, which is the PNS. And that's a new thing, and that can be a new thing for most of the championship. But where they've been able to go, right, we'll spend this much here, they're going to have to be a bit smarter with how they do it, because they don't have, if you actually look at their squad, they don't have many sellable assets just because of the age of some of the players. And I think that we're going to be the gap where they now need to go, right, we need to start looking at a model where we get the 25 to 28s in, then the 28 to 33s in. You've done
got quite a lot of income, though, haven't they? From kind of
they've got a lot.
So I think really
I think it's one of those things where I don't think they're going to go mental with signing big players, but I think it's one of those ones where it's now a new beast again.
Yeah.
The championship is a massive step up from League One.
Yeah.
That is a it's a bigger step up from League One to Championship than it is from League Two to League One.
Yeah.
They will find it a lot harder in the Championship, regardless of recruitment. So I think if they're looking for sort of like degrees of improvement, if Wrexham survive in the Championship, it'll be a massive feat to do.
Yeah, I agree. John said of the 72, though, only Leeds, Burnley and Birmingham have more points than Wrexham, which, they've smashed it, haven't they?
I will say the one thing I will say about Wrexham is their biggest test will be when they have to pull the trigger on Phil. Because they've done it once and they got it right with getting Phil Parkinson in. If they have to then do it again, it's going to be interesting how they get that right.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, I mean, there's been rumours around that Parkinson's not high profile enough for them. That God don't go down that.
You keep him in. You give him at least a chance.
You keep
him. He's got to stay.
I mean, the guy's performed exceptionally well. If it's not broke, don't fix it. So don't fix it, Wrexham. For
right, John. Just to, we're not got beef with you. We ain't got beef. We're a community podcast. We do because we like it. And that was our opinion.
He had beef with us because we gave him a B.
But we don't do. Your opinion can be different to what ours is. When
I think he has got a point though.
Oh no, he got a point, but we were going on the kind of caution. It's the big step up from League Two to League One.
Yeah, it turned out it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. You got it perfectly.
What we said, we've kind of contradicted ourselves by saying that we didn't believe they'd get promoted because of the step up from League Two to League One, but then we gave them a B for being promoted. So
but we only did that because we expected them to get promoted from League Two.
Yeah.
Basically, we don't know what we're on about sometimes, and we just make it up. Or I do anyway. I'm sure we'll get it right this year. Any other games that you want to touch on, Ian, in League One before we have a look at the table and see who's officially gone down?
Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, I think Wickham are capitulating, and I think they're in no sort of form for the playoffs.
No.
They're a little bit like Walsall in League Two. They've just gone to pieces. Just at the wrong
Was it
time.
a mistake not to cash in on Star Striker in January?
Yeah, probably.
I think it was 7 million, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Cornet stopped scoring all of a sudden, and the results have been magic. You've got to take your hat off to Challinor and Stockport. They're a brilliant team.
A team I wouldn't want to face in the playoffs for sure.
No.
Correct. I think it's between Stockport and Charlton.
Yeah. We didn't say that actually. Did we all agree on who we think is going up from League Two in the playoffs? We said we'd be happy Chesterfield or Notts.
I think it was the kind of thing Chesterfield or Notts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to stick my neck out here and I say Chesterfield. I honestly do.
I'll put my 2 pence in. I'd go Notts. Just, I think they're a bigger fan base. I think they'd probably bring a bit more to League One than Chesterfield, but I'm happy with either, to be honest. But if I'm going to have to pick one, I'd go Notts. Jake?
Yeah, I'm going to go Chesterfield. Paul Cook's been there. He's done it. He knows what he's doing. They're on the form, but also form doesn't mean jack in the playoffs.
It doesn't, it doesn't.
Neil's with Chesterfield as well. Mark's gone Notts to win the playoffs. On to League
I think it's
One.
either or, isn't it? It's either or.
This is where we all get it wrong and it's someone else.
Yeah, be Wimbledon. Or Walsall and just turn around the last 3 months. League One table. Unfortunate for Shrewsbury, Cambridge,
Shrewsbury and Cambridge. And you know what? All four of them behind the scenes sound like they're a mess.
Yeah.
I think especially Bristol Rovers. I mean, they've got a massive fan base. And the Gasheads, they're absolutely, or some of their podcasts are toxic, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think when a club's like that, it's difficult to turn it around, isn't it? But
Yeah.
we'll see if they do turn it around in the summer and see how they perform in League Two. But like we said earlier, there's teams that have dropped down and dropped down again.
It's
So
absolutely.
all four of those will have to be wary of that.
League Two is a very, very difficult league. Very difficult.
Burton, Northampton, Peterborough, Mansfield. Well, probably not so much Mansfield, but
Mansfield drop off was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, picked it up in the last couple of games though, which give them credit for.
59 points for Rotherham, top of the bottom half, mate.
Top of the bottom half. I'm going to take any championship I can. It's been a rough season. It's been poor in large parts, but rescued to a certain extent by Matt Anshaw's appointment. I'm pretty pleased. With how it's ended. Yeah, it's okay.
It's about how it progresses into next season.
I'm going to dip my neck out, but I'm giving Lincoln my team of the League One in just with how they've managed to keep that mid-table. They need something next season to light it, though.
They've got
the ability.
They're a good side, Lincoln.
Yeah. Well, you can buy him off, can't you?
Yeah, it'll take a lot of money to buy Rob Street off of Lincoln, I think. I think we saw the last of Rob Street in red and white hoops on Saturday, and he signed off extremely well with a brace. Yeah. Playoffs though, Stockport have got Leyton Orient. Wickham have.
That could be a really good game because they're both on form.
Yeah.
Look at the form. Look at Leyton Orient and Stockport's form.
Jeez.
Yeah. Wow.
Anybody's game that.
Yeah.
I take Charlton to beat Wickham over two legs.
Yeah.
The other one is a bit more difficult, but I'll still take Stockport to do it. I think it will be a Stockport against Charlton final. I think Charlton will edge it.
I'm going to be really, really toxic here. I kind of want Charlton to win it because Luton come down.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be so low.
We're all in agreement. I think Charlton will win this. I think Charlton will go up. Neil's with Charlton as well. But huge congratulations to Wrexham and also Birmingham, who have broken pretty much every record there was to break. An incredible season in League One. I'm sure they will perform well in the Championship.
Probably the best League One side of all time, or third tier side.
If I think I remember correctly, Birmingham and Wrexham are going to be two teams in the Championship where the revenue is going to be matched by the same amount with parachute payment without.
Wow. Decent. Moving on to the Championship. Jake, talk to us about Sheffield Wednesday. Before you start talking about Sheffield Wednesday, I am fuming with Google. So anybody watching from Google, I doubt there is anybody. Why do Leeds get this?
Yeah, and no one else.
And League One and League Two get absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Very disappointed. I like the graphic. I like the animation. It's decent, but it needs to be added to every single division, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very disappointed. Chef Wednesday, talk through your season, mate. I am just going to nip to the toilet while
there was nothing to play for in this game whatsoever. It was weird. I have not had it in so many seasons where I'm sat watching a game going, wait, we don't have to win and we don't have, and if we lose, it doesn't matter because we know what league we're in.
It's exactly the same as what happened to me at Rotherham Peterborough.
Yeah,
it just didn't matter what happened.
It felt very odd. The goal we got was really good by Josh. He becomes our highest goal scorer this century with 53, which is incredible. He's our top goal scorer of the season with 13. But the way we defended wasn't great. It was typical Wednesday defending, just shut off, didn't really concentrate. Pearchild pulled off some amazing saves to keep us in it. A little bit in the second half.
To keeping him?
He's on a long-term deal. Charles is on a long-term deal with us, so hopefully we can. So he's very, very good, and if we want to improve, I think that's what we need to do and keep him. But Pierre Charles had an excellent game, but at the end of it, it was just weird because Danny said all the things that sounded like he was off without saying he was off. But he did this last season where he said things that the club need to get sorted before I can commit, or I needed, and I think he's waiting for reassurance if he's going to get certain things. And the thing is, a lot of people forget this is his first full season in charge. He didn't do a full season last season. He did half a season and managed to pull off a miracle. For a full first season in charge, where he got his own players in and got everything else, he's done very well. A mid-table finish is what I exactly wanted at the start of the season. I said on the pod, give me mid-table. I'm not bothered. He might be staying. He might be staying because we have an option on him. The thing is with Windass, it all depends because he got a very young family and he misses American. So we all keep thinking he might go back, might go to America to MLS, which I wouldn't blame him if he did. It's a big improvement from last season. We still got all the crap behind the scenes with our ownership, all that stuff. If you take away all the drama we had off it with December, January fan forum, March not paying players.
Take all the drama off your season, Jake. There's nothing to talk about.
It's also 700 quid for a season ticket next season.
That's ridiculous.
Is that cheap?
Yeah.
How much is that a game? 700 quid. Is that?
Yeah.
That's the cheapest.
It's either one of our highest or it's up there last second thing. Yeah. It's about
£43 a game.
Yeah.
It's not great.
What other sort of perks do you get for that though? Do you get like early access to cup games, away tickets, all like that? No. That's right.
It's our owner being a money grabbing beep. I can't find the beep button.
Yeah. If you keep filling Hillsborough, it'll keep happening.
We got. I think it was 25,000 average attendance at home.
Yeah,
with everything that's going on, but it's gonna be less next season because there's a lot who are voting with the wallets and not going until DC gone. I get it. I understand it. Don't have a go at people who are gonna go because it's their relief from day-to-day life.
Yeah,
I think when they could go really toxic before it gets better, but at the same time, it all depends. All I know is I'm going to be stupidly busy again, and I need it to be because childcare fees are ridiculously expensive. But interesting one with Watford.
Chancery run them as well.
Don't give them an idea. But don't give him an idea.
Mini Al crash or something like that.
But interesting one with Watford. Watford and Norwich have been joint at the hip for ages. One season it's second and third. One season it's first and second. One season it was 19th and 20th. And then 13th and 14th this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, that, isn't
it? Friends. Huge congratulations to Burnley and Leeds.
Yeah,
obviously they fought it out to the end, didn't they?
Yeah, they just ripped Championship a new one, didn't they? Really?
Yeah.
Last minute winner for Leeds.
Both finish on 100 points. The goal difference is what made the difference. Although Burnley only conceded 16 all season,
just
scoring 69 goals. It's not bad. But Leeds 95 goals, only conceding 30.
Let's face it.
Incredible.
Let's face it. Only losing 2 league games all season, and you finish runners up.
Yeah, well,
exactly.
six between them is just a different level, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you look at it. We said at the start of the season, Leeds nailed on to go up.
Yeah,
with it all, and fair play to Plymouth. They gave them a really good game. They played some good stuff, but they already knew it was curtains before the game anyway. But that way Leeds have at the minute of just digging in deep to get it, like 25 and 4 shots on target. That's just something else. And
like I say, I've not watched any football this weekend, so I just scrolled down there and 6 shots not on target at home for Plymouth.
Said it all.
Plymouth own goal.
Plymouth have got the thing though where their biggest thing is like their manager came out and said, I ain't got a sporting director. I don't know what this is going on. They got a similar situation with us where they don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And you already know you're going to League One. You should be planning for that straight away, trying to figure out if the manager's going to stay, stuff like that. There was a rumor on Twitter saying that Ryanair's CEO was spotted at the game, and they were saying, is he going to put some investment in? I don't know if Ryanair might take things out. That's what he does with his planes. But as a whole, Leeds deserve it, and Plymouth gave it a good try near the end. But for the love of God, stop hiring Wayne Rooney as a gaffer. He's not a manager.
Yeah.
Let him go relegate Match of the Day to BBC Two.
Yeah.
I do feel for Plymouth though. They gave it a good go towards the end of the season. They fought until the end, didn't they? And like you say, they give Leeds a good go. I think in League One, they showed that they're capable
If they can play how they've done the last couple of games, they'll be fine in.
Yeah.
They're the one that I don't worry about.
You guys did the 2 seasons ago. And they showed that season that
they're the ones I don't worry about who come down if they get it right.
Yeah.
Because they've shown they can do League One.
Yeah.
And do it well. So it's all going to depend what happens off the pitch and all that kind of stuff. But but Luton ruined a day where it could have been exciting. You buggers.
Yeah.
There were 5 teams who could have gone down.
Yeah. Yeah.
They really annoy me.
An end of season, absolute chaotic game, isn't it? 5-3. But yeah, I think if Luton had won, that put Derby, Stoke, and Hull all in danger. Preston, I think, as well.
Preston were one of the ones if they weren't careful. Like you look where Preston are, who are normally your mid-table team, and Hull. Well, sacking Rossini didn't work, did it?
No.
And he's doing amazing in Europe.
Survived on goal differences. That's one of those. Let's move on to next season.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, 3 teams that have gone down. Is there any other games that you guys want to touch on before?
I just want to praise a couple of managers, if I may.
Yeah, go for it.
John Eustace at Derby. That's pulled them right out of the mire. They look like they're going down for large parts of the season.
Yep.
And they've pulled it round and survived. Good on him. And also, well, not so much. Yeah, Des Buckingham and Gary Rowett at Oxford, because they've had a terrific season, really.
I'd like to.
Everybody's favourites for relegation.
Yeah,
I think they were our favourites for relegation. I think we had them in 24th, didn't we?
Yeah. I also like to put John Massarino at Pompey. He's the only one who didn't get sacked out of all the bottom lot, and he kept it, and he just made them keep going. It's very odd when you get a season when none of the teams who came up went down.
Yeah.
Who came up? Oxford, Portsmouth.
Portsmouth.
Oxford won the playoffs, didn't they?
Yeah, Portsmouth. Who came second?
Derby.
Derby.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to be a weird one next season because Hull need to get it all right because their bloody owners are as mad as ours is. But credit to Bristol City getting a playoff spot. Unlucky to Blackburn Rovers who went on a good run. But Bristol City get that playoff spot, and I wouldn't bet against them if they start playing the football they've done.
Well, they're really strong at Ashton Gate, aren't they? Very strong.
Neil won't be happy because he's got Coventry for his accumulator. He's wanting Super Frank to make it happen. Let's have a look at the table. So, League One next season, facing Doncaster Rovers and Rotherham, will be Luton Town, Plymouth Argyle, and Cardiff City. ATID, I've not seen him in the chat yet, but
he hasn't been in all
the time. Kind of resigned to relegation a number of months ago.
I hope he's all right.
He'll be fine. I'm sure he'll be fine. Hopefully, get to meet up next season at either the home or away game. But yeah, Hull City just survive, skin of the teeth. Luckily, every other team conceded a lot of goals. Preston, Derby, Stoke will want to improve on that next season. I think Derby will.
I think Stoke will.
Yeah, they've got to, haven't they? There's no other way, because I think
if you would have given Oxford and Pompey the opportunity to go above Derby, Stoke, and Preston and Hull, they would have snapped your hands off.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think this kind of group of teams here will be looking at the teams that have been promoted in Birmingham, Wrexham, possibly Stockport, Charlton, maybe Wickham. Who was the other one? Leyton Orient.
Yeah.
I think if Leyton Orient go up, I think they'd probably struggle in the Championship. Wickham maybe, but I think Charlton, Stockport have got the.
They got it to do it, haven't they?
Yeah, I think if one of those two go up, along with Birmingham and Wrexham, you've got to be looking down at these sort of group of teams, thinking we've got to improve massively.
Yeah.
12th, happy with that, Jake? I think
I'm more than happy with that, because I want a mid-table. We've got top half mid-table, which is more than I could have hoped for.
Yeah, you're bottom of the top half.
Yeah,
is it?
Yeah.
Would you still be top of the bottom half or bottom of the top half?
I'm too tired for that. I can't even process that. But the thing is, with the season we had last season, just staying up to have a game at the end of the season where it didn't mean anything felt weird. Because for the last 3 seasons, all our games have meant something. So it felt nice to have that. But just get this whole off-field bullshit out the way. See what happens. If Danny goes, he goes. We thank him for his services, and we go look at your next adventure. Don't flag him. Don't give any stuff. Yeah, we all want the chairman to go, but the chairman needs someone to come up and step up and buy him out. And if they don't buy him out, they're not going to happen. QPR's interesting. Their manager's on gardening leave because he got approached. Norwich has got May to put Jack. Fucking hell, name. Wilshere in charge, which could be interesting. So there's a lot of managers who are going to be out a job in the Championship.
I think if I were to pick a most underachieving Championship side this season, it'd be Norwich.
Yeah.
Moving on to the playoffs, it is Bristol City snuck in on the final day.
That form by Sunderland, Jesus!
I think they've rested a lot of players, though, haven't they? I think they've kind of moved
had
the
they rested or they got injuries?
Guaranteed playoffs and couldn't really catch Burnley and Leeds. So I think they've just kind of thrown the end of the season and put the full focus into the playoffs. But you want to go into the playoffs winning and having that momentum. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, you've got Sheffield United
for Blackburn and Millwall. They could have snuck in there.
Yeah,
Millwall especially, because they've had a great season.
Yeah. You look at Sheffield United on 90 points. Really,
90 points and doesn't go up. That normally gets you up automatic, doesn't it?
Yeah. They've had a decent season, but mentally, how can they prepare for the playoffs, having achieved such a decent points total? I think somebody's already said it, that they think they're going to bottle the playoffs. Sunderland, like you say, not in the greatest of form. Can that impact them? So it's Sunderland versus Coventry. Bristol City playing Sheffield United, and Neil is all over Coventry. He just wants Coventry to win. MTC's asked, will I be going Plymouth away? I'm wanting to do one away game a month next season, but it just depends how the fixtures fall and what we're doing. But I would like to do a few more away games.
You know what Plymouth Rovers will be? It'll be a Tuesday night in February.
Probably. Yeah.
Danny, it's a Saturday. Just turn around and say it's a romantic weekend to the coast.
Yeah.
Good idea.
As soon as we get down to Plymouth, I'll end up losing my head. Congratulations to Burnley and Leeds. You will be playing Premier League football, so we don't care about you anymore because this is a 72 review. See ya. But no, we will go into a deep dive on those. And I mean, the two best teams have gone up, haven't they? We've already said it. 6 defeats between them. 46 goals conceded, which is ridiculous. 100 points apiece. Yeah, two best teams have gone up. Neck on the lines, lads. Who's winning the playoffs in the champ?
I'll go first then. Coventry.
Go for it, mate.
Coventry. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think Sunderland are in the best sort of form. I think United have traditionally bottled the playoffs. I do think that Sheffield United will beat Bristol City over two legs, but I think they'll fail in the final.
I'm going to go Coventry. I think what Frank done is quite incredible, but also let's not take away the work Mark Robin put in play for it, so they could have that. Mark Robin pretty much built something ready to go, and Frank just added that little bit of spice and quality they got to just drive it on. I want Coventry to do it. Could be really good to see them get up after all the stuff that's happened to them over many seasons. I don't know, Sheffield United. It's hard to say because we all know what Wilder's like with that team.
Yeah.
And the form hasn't been great, but we'll just see. We'll have to see. But Sunderland, you're going to hope they've been resting players.
Yeah. I'm going to go against the grain here, and I'm going to go Sheffield United. The 14 points, really 16 points clear because of the two that they got deducted.
Wouldn't even matter though. Even if with the two they got, they still would be fared.
No, they wouldn't.
But I just think they've accrued too many points this season to not be a good team
also,
worthy of promotion. And I think, like you say, Wilder, he's just got. He might have that knack of just getting the players to perform, but yeah, I'm going to go Sheffield United just because of the season performance. But the playoff is just a massive lottery.
I know football's not played on paper, but if you look at the squads or all the playoff chasing teams, right? United's squad is absolutely frightening when you come to see it on paper. It's frighteningly good.
And this is where we all get it wrong and Bristol City go up.
Yeah, or Sunderland.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Okay, to finish off, let's get that banner taken off.
Who are you taking to dinner again?
I've beaten you.
You did. So the season is over on the EFL Fantasy football, but the playoffs is going ahead. So there's a new competition. So that one is open. I think the 72 Review League is open for that to just go straight in. So we'll have a look. But yeah, table standings. Stags on Tour finished bottom, but I think they joined late with 1,200 points. And then if you see your name as we're going up, unfortunately you've won absolutely nothing. But we all know who's already won anyway. There was a battle mid-table between myself and Ian. Ian, you were victorious in the end. So congratulations. No, it was very tight. I think it's all pretty tight in and around the mid.
And tuck, weren't it? We're nip and tuck all the way through between me and you.
Yeah. But yeah, Adam Gittins finished in 7th. Lolo finished in 6th. Slot Matip in Diaz. I love that.
Love that
Fighters finished in 5th. Lewis, Sunderland fan, in 4th. Liam Martin, Plymouth fan, finished in 3rd. But there was a battle at the top. Cookie in on gas and Bailey's All-Stars. And Bailey managed to...
that back-to-back champions?
With a cancer, really, didn't he? 3,546 points at the end of the season.
Is that back-to-back?
2 pints I owe him, or 2 courses. Yeah, starting a main, maybe.
Maybe when Donny Rover do one of those, when Donny Rover do one of those tests, I think you're gonna have to invite
him. John's asked a question that I've missed. Speaking of deductions, will Leicester have deductions now they're back in the Championship?
Maybe, yes.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And Neil's fuming second for the second season running behind Bailey. So I think Bailey just needs banning from this. Because it's going to cost me a lot of money when I finally meet him.
It's all right. You just we've suddenly had an announcement from Dapper. He'll have a deduction in points next season. They just won't count.
Yeah, 2,000 points.
Everybody is start.
So yeah,
now
if you are,
banner.
So if you are on Fantasy AFL, download the latest version, click this at the top, go into playoffs, and then we've got 3 people in the league. I need to join it. But I'm not signed on yet. I don't. Am I?
Well, you don't have to now.
Yeah, I've not done anything on it yet, as you can see. But there is a playoff competition, so the league is still open. 72 review league, so get that joined, and then it'll just be a bit of fun during the playoffs.
Apart from Bailey, you're banned.
Yeah, apart from Bailey, because I can't pay for 3 pints for him or 3-course meal. It'll end up being an a la carte meal come end of it by the time I meet him. So yeah, we will be doing that. But big congratulations to Bailey for winning the second kind of competition that we've had on this. Lovely stuff. And that brings us to the end of episode 100. I didn't see anybody drop in to talk about their team, but I think we'll probably open it up for people to come on when we're doing a deep dive, maybe, or maybe at the start of the season, something like that. So it will be open for you to drop in if you want to talk about your team later on. But if you did miss it at the start of the episode, what we've said is we're going to be coming back either during the playoffs or at the end of the playoffs, where we'll look at our pre-season predictions for the table. We'll see how close we were or how far away we were on a number of teams, and then we'll grade the team on their performance over the season. We'll also say our kind of end of season awards for Doncaster Rovers, Rotherham and Sheffield Wednesday, but it'll be dedicated to each division so that we can actually dedicate that time that they deserve. So please stick around for those in the next couple of weeks. So
support Dapper with E-Trot.
Oh yeah, Giggsy is playing for Man United. I am playing for Doncaster Rovers Legends against Manchester United Legends. That's on the 31st of May.
Another 500 on the gate.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was Fabrizio Romano that announced it. It was pretty class, actually.
My head fell off seeing Fabrizio Romano talk about Eves Trust. It was fantastic. But yeah, if you can donate or if you can make it over to Doncaster for the game, buy your tickets, come over and support us. It's a fantastic event, guaranteed goals, and hopefully see me on the pitch and hopefully grab another goal. That would be very, very nice. But I'm a year older.
We haven't still hearing about the last one, though.
I don't like to talk about it too much, Ian, to be honest. So finishing it off, before I do.
I said that to you. I said that in a message to you. Sorry.
Neil, he'll bring her back. I tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're just checking, mind you.
Right, finish off. Ian, any final words on episode 100, mate?
Hugely enjoyable as ever. I'm glad the season's over because it's been a bit fraught. But looking forward, 3 months of nothingness until August, or at least until the pre-season games start.
Yeah,
you know what I'm like. I'll be trolling the internet for a pre-season game next week.
It's going to be nice to kind of rest from it a bit, I think. But yeah, there's still going to be for the next couple of weeks with the playoffs and stuff. So yeah. Jake, any final words, mate?
The football season might be coming to a close, but please remember to speak to people and just if you know people who've got mental health issues or yourself, just have a check-in, because I do believe that this podcast does work as a mental health thing as well of talking about football. Us men, let's be brutally honest, we're crap at talking to each other. So if one of you think one of your mates ain't doing well, you ain't heard from, just drop on a text message, go, fancy a pint, let's go do this. Because a lot of people will use football as their socialness. And if there's no 3 months of football, it could be quite hard for some people. So keep an eye on your mates, keep an eye on your family, and go from that one.
Lovely stuff. I echo that. We have got the 72 Review X account. That's in the description down below. So I believe the DMs are open on that. So you're more than welcome to drop in there if you don't hear us or see us for a while. I'm not on it every day, but I will get back as soon as possible. And yeah, we're here to speak to people. It's a community. We all go through the same rubbish every season with our own teams, and yeah, we're all here to basically get through it together and just hopefully enjoy it. I just want to finish off by saying a huge thank you to every single person that's spent some of your Sunday evening, be it every Sunday evening or every now and then. It doesn't really matter. The fact that you're spending any time with us at all is fantastic. We use it as a bit of therapy to get stuff off of our chest, and hopefully the chat allows you to get a few bits off of your chest. But I just want to finish episode 100 with this. Champions again, ole ole! Champions again, ole ole! Come on, League One, buzzing for it. We'll see you soon.